Hi guys, welcome to the Otaku Gaming Podcast. And today you've been taken over by Malindi and my co-host.
Sonile. Hi guys. You know, I hope everyone is good by the time you're listening to this episode. And happy Women's Day
Happy
to all the
Women's
women.
Day! Yay! Yeah, so we're taking over this time around. No Dennis, no Robin, so get used to us. But yeah, so it's great to be here with Sonile. I'm very
Yeah.
excited. You know me, I'm always very excited to talk about anything gaming. Like what have you been up to gaming wise? Like what has been your what have you been playing? Since I think you said you haven't been
Yeah.
gaming.
It's been a while. I think for me, I have been like on a hiatus when it comes to like gaming. But
Mhm.
at the moment, what I'm currently working on or what I want to finish is basically Silent Hill. I think there's about
Oh
the
my god.
franchise has like 6 games. I should
Mhm.
think so. And so
Mhm.
like I'm trying to play all those games right now. But what about you?
Dude, you play horror games? That's
Of
not
course.
no.
That's
We don't
that's
do that here.
basically that's basically where I love to be. I like games that involve like guns and violence and like
You sound
I
like you
don't know
need to be
why.
on your watch list, madam.
But like I like games that have my adrenaline running. Like those are
Yeah,
the games that I absolutely love.
yeah.
But besides the horror games, what sort of games are you into?
I first of all, as by from my reaction, you can see that I don't play horror games. I really don't. I have very vivid imagination, so I don't interact with horror media of any
Mm.
kind. No, no horror games for me. But my go to is always JRPGs or just RPGs in general. Really, that's my favorite genre. Like if it's an RPG or a JRPG, I would definitely play it. I will probably enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, I hope people don't get scared during this episode because I'm going to say some things concerning horror games because that's
Forgive her,
where my heart is.
forgive her, guys. But yeah, so today we decided that we're basically going to be doing some gaming nostalgia, I guess. We're going to be looking back
Yay!
on gaming and, we're basically just going to be thinking about stuff to do with gaming in our lives in the past, just,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's today's theme, in case you're wondering. So I guess we'll go from there. So,
Yeah.
all right,
So just
we'll start with I think a good place to start is definitely like when you were a kid. So we can start with your favorite childhood games and maybe some fond memories that you have attached to them.
Okay, for me, I can't really remember all the games that I used to play like when I was a kid,
True.
but the ones that I do remember, I think it's Castle of Illusion. It's a
Ah,
game that is, I think Mickey Mouse is the one that's like the protagonist in this thing,
yes.
and he goes around with like what's his name, Donald Duck, and like they go to
Uh-huh.
places,
Uh-huh.
getting things, and
Yeah.
that's a game that I have so many memories with that because I always played games with my brother. Like any
Oh.
game, as long as it was like a multiplayer game, I always
Mm.
played games with my brother. So I think
Mhm.
that's the one that I can remember, something from,
Aw.
a long time ago.
That sounds really sweet. Oh. Yeah,
But let's,
co-op
but
games
what
are
about
always
you?
really nice.
Yeah.
When for me, what game can I say? I feel like I could probably say the Need for Speed games. Funnily enough,
Yeah.
I think was it Need for Speed Most Wanted. Yeah, I had an uncle. Why am I saying had? I have an uncle who I have an uncle who he always had like a ton of games on his PC, and whenever
Mm,
I would go to visit, he would just like let me play whatever games I wanted, and
yeah.
I would usually gravitate towards Need for Speed because I thought it was very cool. I was like, yeah, this looks sick. and I used to play Need for Speed Most Wanted a lot. Like I just
Yeah.
really liked it. Like the whole driving away and escaping from the cops thing was just very cool to me as a kid, and I really really liked it, and I started getting rather good at it, and would sort of play together, and he'd give me pointers like, hey, take that route to get away from them, do this, do this. And it was, it was chaotic fun. It was chaotic fun. So like, when I think of the Need for Speed games, I always think fondly on them because it makes me think of those times. And I was rather young. I
Yeah.
think I was almost like 7 when I was playing those games with him. It was so much fun.
I think for me, thinking of Need for Speed,
Hmm.
normally I would like play the game to clear my
Hmm.
mind. I don't know how that would work. Like I just keep driving around and
Hmm.
using the route and like picturing myself in the car and just trying to clear my mind. Same
Yeah.
with like,
Yeah.
GTA, just driving around
Yes.
aimlessly and like running
Yes.
over people and then the cops
Okay,
like
wait, what? Reverse? Reverse? What was that last point? What was that?
if the
we're,
feds are
we're on
watching, I didn't
we're
say
on the
anything.
same page until you said running people over. Mm.
There's just something about the cops chasing you, like you're getting 5 stars, and then the cops are just chasing you.
Okay, that's
You
true
know?
because, like, my brothers and I, when GTA, I guess that's another game I have fond memories of. It, we would like sometimes when we were bored, we'd just say like, "Oh, get yourself up to 5 stars," and then would like time ourselves to see who could last the longest without getting
Mm,
caught by the cops. And if you could like escape, that would be like bonus points. So it was like
yeah,
it was very fun. It was very
I
fun.
think I would normally just use those. Does that? I think back then we would like have
Mhm.
like a book where we would write all like my cheat codes,
Yes,
and then when they start chasing me, I just do the jetpack cheat code, and then
yes.
I just
Oh,
go up.
bring back cheat codes, you guys.
Yeah,
Bring back cheat. They were
in
so
every
funny.
game, to be
Yes.
honest.
There was like so much. There was so much fun. Just down, down, up something, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden there's a tank, and it's like, what's happening? What have I
All of a
done?
sudden you have like $1 million in your bank
Yes.
account.
Money cheats. That's where it's at. That's where it's at.
Mm, you know, like
Hmm.
what's a game that you're genuinely in love with?
Whew. This one is always tough because I feel because I'm always playing games. Every time I think, oh, this is the game for me. Like I really like it, but then I play something else, and then I'm like, wait, no, this is the game for me, and it keeps
Mm.
changing. But I feel like, I guess I'll say out there, I have like, okay, I have like two contenders for this one. So first of all, I will say Persona 5. I'm genuinely in love with Persona 5. I still remember playing it for the first time, and I was just
Mm.
amazed by the game. Like at the time I didn't really like turn-based games with turn-based fighting because I thought it was dumb. I'm like, imagine being in a fight where it's like, okay, I take my turn and then you wait for the enemy to hit you, then they wait for you to hit them, and I was like, this is really dumb. I don't like games with this mechanic. But then there's something about Persona 5. When I played it, I don't know. It pulled me over in a very interesting way. The game was really nice. It was stylish. The characters were interesting, and the designs were cool. The music was so good. Like for me, if a game has good music, then I'm like, I'm tied. Like you've got me. That's like one way to trap me. Just make your game have good music, and I'm there. Had great music. The story was also great. It was a story. But yeah, Persona 5 is definitely one of my faves. And then along with that, I'm gonna say Breath of the Wild. Because Breath of the Wild is the first Zelda game I ever finished. I like I always I always like dabbled in Zelda like a little bit, but I never finished any one of them. Like I ended up finishing Breath of the Wild. I played it from start to finish on my own, no help, and anything. And I don't know, playing it and just discovering everything. It was just a fun experience. It was like one of the few games I had when I got my Switch, so I invested a lot of time on it because it was like one of the only games I had. So it was like I played it a lot, and I ended up falling in love with the game. everyone knows me with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
If you let me be, I'll talk alone for an hour. So let me pass it on to you. What's a game? What's a game that you're
Okay.
genuinely in love with?
For me, I think I also can just mention one. I think earlier
Yeah,
in this episode, I did mention that I love games that are basically horror.
yeah.
So one game that I love is Left 4 Dead. There's like two games, there's one and two. So I don't know
Mm.
why I just love it because they're putting you in like certain positions, like certain
Yes.
places, and then you have to get to different checkpoints. But then you're killing zombies.
Mhm,
There's
mhm.
different kinds of zombies. There's one that's going to vomit on you. There's literally one that's the strongest. So when you
Mhm.
just hear a song, just know he's coming. That's it.
That's the kind
It
of stuff
doesn't
that
matter.
scares me.
It doesn't matter if like you're in the closet, he's going to go in the
That's
closet.
terrifying. I would
And
I
when
would
he
be
slaps you,
crazy.
you're not only going to go across the room, you go across the buildings because that slap is just very dangerous. And then besides that, I think
Mhm.
another game is there's two parts. It's like Rayman Origins and then there's Rayman Legends.
Ooh, Rayman.
So I love Rayman Legends because of the music that's there. It's
Mhm,
like
mhm.
at the end of every every, if I could say, different levels, at the end there's going to be a level where you're going to play, like it's like music. Like when you jump you make a
Yeah.
sound, you do what you make. I
Yeah,
love it
yeah.
because of the music
Yeah.
that's there. And it's also, both of these games are like multiplayer games, so
Mhm.
again I think I was always playing with my brother, like
Aw.
most of them. But then
Yeah.
me, I'm competitive, so even if we're
Ah, there we go.
together, I'm
There
going
we
to
go.
shoot you,
There
or
we go.
like I'm going to try and I'm going to try and steal all the coins from you because it's just, I like
Hmm.
competition in games.
In a co-op game? Competition in a co-op
Yes,
game.
I know that sounds weird, but when we're supposed to get like different things to like help both of us, I feel like I
Mhm.
should be the one to get all of them.
Ah, there
And
we go.
like, you know, I hope that's not a red
Hmm.
flag. But
It's a very red flag, by the way.
anyways, you
Oh,
guys.
oh, excuse it. Oh, excuse it. But yeah, no, that sounds really cool. But now that you've even talked about co-op, I guess this would be like a good segue for me to ask you, what was your first video game console, like ever, ever, ever?
Okay, for me, I'm not even going to lie. I've grown up using, when it comes to gaming, I've grown up using a PC.
Ah,
Like that's something that I am quite used to. I haven't yet gotten like used to,
console scene.
yeah, like consoles and whatnot. But
Mhm,
when it comes to the PC,
mhm.
number one, like
That's your area.
yeah, like that's my area. But what
Mm-hmm.
about you? You know?
Ah, so I'm literally the opposite of you because I have, my PCs are usually horrible. Like the specs are just bad.
Mm,
They're not for gaming. So like I'm
yeah.
strictly console because at least with console I don't have to worry whether I can run games or not.
Yeah.
So it's cool. But my first console, I don't know if this counts. My first console was I don't even know what it was called. I remember my grandma got it for me because I really wanted a console. She got
Mm.
it was some weird Chinese console. Like those ones that come with like 99 games in one.
Yes.
That was the one. That was the one she got me. It came with actually it came with a cartridge that had 99 games in one. It was a cartridge, you guys. And just in case some of you guys think I'm probably a dinosaur or something, I'm pretty sure PS3 was out at the time. I'm pretty sure PS3 or at least PS2 was out at the time. Discs were a thing. Discs were a thing. So
No, but I bet it was really fun. All those games.
it was, dude. It actually
I
was.
really wouldn't sleep. Like that would be
It
the end.
right, and it had like so much. It had so many games, and it had games like Sonic, which I'm pretty sure it shouldn't have. It's probably illegal to have stuff like that on there, but but we played it anyway. It had Sonic. I don't remember which Sonic that was, but it was the older ones. And that's where I got to
Yeah.
hear Green Hill Zone, best piece of music ever. Played that Sonic game. There was some weird tanks game that I really liked, where it was kind of like a puzzle strategy game where you had to take out other enemy tanks in the area. There were like Olympic games or something. There was Duck Hunt.
Mm,
It had like
it had everything.
it had like everything. It was for real 1991. That cartridge and that console, it started me off. I don't even
Other
remember the
consoles
rest
were
of the game.
afraid of it
They
because
were
at this point it had all the games.
yeah, like who needed a PS2? I don't need PS. I have 99 games in one. You guys are busy
Right?
buying discs with single games. Fear me. Yeah, that thing was my bestie. It was awesome. I loved gaming
Yeah,
on it. Literally
I
would
could
rush home to
imagine.
play on it. It was very fun. Ah,
So,
jeez.
what's your fondest memory to do with gaming?
Ah, this one is interesting because I have like so many. I can let me see. Oh, there was this one time. It was like I I don't know how old I was at the time, but there was a place where we used to live where we had like two houses in one yard. It was our house, and I
Mm.
think it was the landlord's house. And landlord had like sons, and they had like a console and stuff. So there was one day they invited friends over, and the friends were gaming. They were playing
Mm.
Tekken. Was it Tekken
Taken.
5? Yeah,
Mm.
they were playing Tekken 5. I think it was Tekken 5 or 4. I really don't remember. I was really young. And, I used to play with the youngest son. We were friends. So we went home, and then, they were playing Tekken. And then we were like, hey, can we play? And they were like, you guys should just watch. And we sat and watched them. They kept on failing. They were stuck on a level. They were stuck on a level. And so they were like, they kept trying, and then I was like, can I try? And they kind of took it as a joke, and they were like, ha 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 ha. And I was like, I really want to try. And so they passed me the controller. It was like jokes, of course, because they were like, you know what, like, let her set her curiosity. She seems like she's really into it. And I was like, I really want to try. And I was acting all tough, but I had never played a fighting
Mm.
game in my life. And I was like, no, I got this. I got this. But then I was like, what are the controls? When I got the controller. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to button mash and hope for the best. Just started button mashing like crazy. Button mashed, and then, I don't know how, somehow, the button mashing really got me where I needed to go. And I ended up beating the guy.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh, they were shocked. And oh, I had the smuggest expression on my face. You should have seen me. You should have seen me.
I can
I just
imagine the joy.
I literally felt like I was, the expression "get off your high horse." I was on a very high
Yeah.
horse. My horse was freaking very tall. I was like, yeah, I'm on a throne right now, you guys. I felt it. I was feeling very cool. That was the moment of my life. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm a gamer for you, huh? Yeah, I'm very cool.
Honestly, button smashing has like gotten me to a lot of places because when you look at
Right?
things like Mortal Kombat, is it the
Mhm.
the old one
Yeah.
where there's like you have to defeat Goro in like different places and like I didn't know what I was doing, but like I just kept smashing every button and then I defeated him. You know, it really helps, guys. Like that's the
Button,
secret.
it helps. That is the secret. Look, don't button mashers are gamers too. Don't at us, you
Yeah,
guys. We know
no,
what we're doing.
just do things differently.
We do it. Yeah, we're built different. It's not our fault. It's not our fault.
Yeah, it's really not, guys.
It's really not. But hey, I guess now this is where I divert the question to you. Now, what's the fondest memory you have to do with gaming?
I think for me, I haven't really like I don't have one specific one, but like I can just mention it generally. I
Mm-hmm.
think 90% of the games that I have ever played have been multiplayer where I played with my brother. So any game that I
Mm-hmm.
played with him has been a fond memory. Because
Aww.
playing things like we played Left 4 Dead, going around. I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be shooting the zombies, but I'm shooting him, you know. Even playing things like Mario Kart, we're just
Yes.
trying to
Ah.
try our best to like get out of that place, but like I'm trying to
Mhm.
hit him so that he loses and then I win. It's memories like that, guys.
It really is those. Those are the best ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds so cute. But it's what makes the game fun. A little, just sprinkle in a little bit of competitive spirit. Makes it fun.
Maybe even the whole bucket. Just put in the whole
Yeah,
bucket.
yeah,
So
just for good measure, right? Just for good measure.
yeah. So, what was your first video game experience?
What was my first video game experience? This one is actually kind of tough.
Honestly, I can't even
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, like my memory is like, dude, I don't remember what I was wearing yesterday. So it's like, how am I going to remember this? This is tough. It might be that same tanks game, but I could no. It might be. Was it Need for Speed? It might have been Need for Speed, huh?
Mm.
It should have been Need. I think I think it was probably Need for Speed. That was probably my. Oh no! I've just remembered. It was. This is how remembering with me works. It just hits me like a bus. So it's just happened. I've totally remembered. I don't know how old I was. I was really young, and I remember I was really obsessed with Over the Hedge. You know the animated movie Over the Hedge with the
Yeah,
animals that steal food from the humans and whatnot.
yeah,
Yeah.
the ones that almost died.
Yes, that's the one. I was really obsessed with Over the Hedge. So my mom bought me there was a PC game for it, so she bought me like the disc, and we had like a old PC, those big ones with like the fat
Yeah,
backs and everything. We had like one of those in the living room, so she bought it for me so I could play it, and I just loved the game so much, but my hand-eye coordination was horrible because I was so young. So one, I used to play the game with my grandma, and she would like she would essentially be playing it for me. All I used to do was press jump when I needed to. Like she would like let me know, like, hey, here we have to jump, and I'm like, okay, okay. And I press my button dutifully, and I'm like, yeah, I've gamed today. Today has been a
yeah.
good day for
That was me,
gaming.
guys.
that,
That was
that's
me.
hey, I did that. I did. So yeah, that game was really fun. I really wish I knew what it was called so I could revisit it and see whether it's as good as I remember it. But knowing me, it's probably the nostalgia glasses, and me as a
Yeah.
kid, I probably thought, wow, this is gaming. This is
This
the
is the
best
best
game ever.
game right
This is the
now.
best game right now. I need to totally revisit it just to see. But yeah, that
Hmm.
was that. I think that was probably my first gaming experience. I really had fun. Like
Honestly, I
yeah.
cannot even remember mine. But all I
Mhm.
know is that as a kid, I was always obsessed with Mario. Like
Yes.
even now, like I am so obsessed with Mario, and I don't know
Mm,
if everybody's aware that the movie is coming out next month.
I am
But
very aware.
as a proud Mario gamer, I'm getting my Mario cap
Let's
and walking
go.
into that cinema
Let's
because I think
go.
for me, my first video game experience was with Mario. I just can't remember which one exactly, but I know Yoshi was there for sure.
That's probably what's that one called? Is that Yoshi's World or something? Super Mario
It
World?
should be.
I think it's
Yeah, it
Super
should be.
Mario World.
Because the
I
one
don't
that I
remember.
remember, but it's not that old, it should be the one where Mario, like, there's a game where he got like that penguin and then he just threw it off the ice cream.
Mario is violent.
Just going out there beating people for no
Just
reason.
beating people. Yeah,
Hmm.
that game was fun. I know the
Yeah.
one you're talking about.
But yeah, I think that's as far as my memory can go. to be honest.
Mm,
I don't think
that's
I can remember anything else.
yeah. No, it's allowed because yeah, it's been some time.
But have you met any friends from playing video games?
Yeah, actually, that's like you know, gaming is so wild because I've met like so many people because of it's either I've met people while playing the game or I've met a person and bonded with them over a game. So it's like
Yeah.
I've got like friends that I've ended up bonding with. Like maybe if I play games like I've made friends from like Call of Duty Mobile, like you'd play and then
No.
like you've had like good matches and they add you and you just like
Yeah.
become regulars, like you keep playing together and that used to happen and that was like so much fun. I remember I once bonded with somebody over Borderlands, I should think. It was Borderlands and I
Oh.
had just gotten it on Switch and somebody else one of my Twitter roots had gotten it on Switch as well and they were like, Borderlands all has co-op, so they were like,
Yeah.
oh hey, would you like to play? And so like we played together. Would like make it like a regular thing, like once a week. Would like link up on Discord and would play
That's
together, and
really nice.
it was so much fun. And yeah, that was like a lot of fun. I feel like I've also just made friends by talking about games, like saying, hey, this is my favorite game, and somebody else is like, oh my gosh, me too. And then you end up talking about it, and you talk and you find out maybe you even have similar game tastes. But yeah, I've
Yeah.
bonded with people over games. Gaming is just it's incredible. I'm going
It
to say
really is.
this. I'm going to, yes guys, this probably sounds very cliche, but yes, it is pretty cool, and I've met a lot of my friends you know over gaming, and it's really cool to have friends that have similar interests and whatnot. Hey,
Honestly, I don't even
hey.
think I can say the same because I think I have played games with friends, but like the people that I already know. I don't know why I'm
Yeah.
very socially awkward, so I can't really. I fail to like go out in the open and be like, oh guys, this is a game that I really like.
Yeah, yeah,
Guys, let's be friends. Like I feel
yeah.
very awkward. Like I
It's
don't know,
hard.
maybe it's just the shyness or something. But like I would really love to
Hmm.
make friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Just if you're listening to this and you also like guns and violence, just yeah, you
Please
guys.
hit her up, guys. Find Sonile. She's looking for friends that need to be on a watch list like her. Please hit her up. It's
Please.
needed.
And then I know you're probably going to like hate me for the next question, but I feel
Mhm,
like everyone just saw it coming. So I'll
mhm,
start with you.
mhm.
What's a video game character you have a crush on?
Ooh, man. If my friends are listening to this right now, you guys, I want you to say it with me. Three, two, one. Sephiroth! Yeah, yeah. It's well known. It's literally one of my personalities. It's one of my personality traits at this point in
Yeah.
time. It's like, oh, like how would you describe Malindi? Oh, she's this, she's that, she's this, and she likes Sephiroth. It's like, yeah, that's it's one of my personality
No, I
traits.
can see it.
Dude,
I can see it.
I'm deeply infatuated with Sephiroth. He's literally my husband, though he doesn't know it, but he and I are married. We've been married for a very long time. He's the love of my life. I love him. He's he's
Yeah.
he's wow. I remember playing Final Fantasy VII for the first time. I was like, "Whoa, who is he? Who is he? Who are you? Hello." Yes, he's awesome. He's tall. He's got long gray hair. His chest
When he
is
moves to
slightly
the
exposed.
side, even his hair follows. Like,
His hair, and the freaking sword he carries around is super long for no reason, and it's like, dude, I love him, and he likes violence. He's a villain, by the way, you guys.
I
In
feel
case
like
you
if he
didn't
were
know.
like an actual person, we would get along because he likes violence.
Yeah, there we go. I can't let you steal my husband, so I won't let you talk to him, unfortunately. But you know, he will say hi from afar, but
Maybe from like 10 miles away.
yeah, just from like 10 miles away, like that's a good distance. I think you guys can talk from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, Sephiroth is always my go-to. Whenever I need to talk about video game characters I've had a crush on, I'm always like, yeah, him. Like, oh, he's
Number
evil.
one.
No, I can fix him. You guys, I can fix
Look
him.
at me.
I
This
can
isn't
change
you.
him. I can
You
change you.
know?
This isn't you. This isn't you.
Going onto the battlefield and just looking at him in the eyes like, this isn't
Yeah,
you.
this isn't
You know?
you. This isn't. And then I give him a hug, and then walk away together and stroll into the sunset or the fires of his destruction, whichever works best. It's okay.
Whichever one comes first.
Whichever comes first. Yeah, I'm curious to know who your crush is. Please do tell. I'm
Anyways,
like
guys.
I'm swinging my legs like a little girl right now.
So I think the first time that I actually saw him, I'm going to ease up into it so that at least you think I'm, not as crazy. But like the first time I saw him was I saw some edit on TikTok
Oh my
and
god.
I was like, who is this guy? Like and then everybody in the comments was like, no, he's from a game, and I was like, let me get the game. And usually for me, I don't know how to get my own game, so I'm always just telling my brother, just get me this game,
like,
please.
give me.
And he could see the obsession, like he knows how obsessed I am with this man. So the man in question
I'm very
is
worried.
Pyramid Head, you
Huh?
guys. Like, no,
Huh?
wait.
Huh? Is this what we're doing? On Beyonce's Good Earth?
I need everybody to just, like, listen.
Mm?
I feel like he's just misunderstood.
Oh my god.
guys.
Oh my god.
I know him.
Oh my,
That's
you
not
know him. You know him.
You know?
You
I
guys
just love every single thing about this man. And I feel like he's the reason as to why I started playing Silent Hill.
Oh my
and
god.
then when I get closer to like seeing him, I get like, excited, like, oh, he's coming with the sword. Things like that.
Yeah.
It's just
Ha.
I would
I'm-
gladly just live in that video game world, even if it means me
Live in
dying.
it?
Like, as long as I just get to see him before he kills me or something.
Sonile?
It's not a kink or like a fetish, but like,
Sonile?
guys,
Mm.
if you don't know who Pyramid Head is, I would advise you to like go to like Google and search,
Guys,
or
you'll
like
be
maybe
shocked.
by the time you're listening to this, then he's
You'll
going
be
to be like
shocked.
my profile picture.
You'll be
So
shocked. Side eye. Criminal offensive side
bombastic
eye.
side eye, but no, let's not scare people.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a safe space, but you've made it very unsafe.
Anyway, moving on. What's the first game you've ever played to completion?
First game I've ever played on. This is tough. It's
back
definitely
in
not
the-
Zelda.
In the 1900s or something. Okay,
Hey,
I'm
in
not
the
that old,
1900s.
Like it's very hard to like remember that.
That's true because I'm like, what game did I play to complete? Like, what was I even playing back then? Like, I think, funnily enough, I think I'll say the first game I played to completion was Splinter Cell Blacklist, actually. Yeah. Splinter Cell Blacklist. So, you know me, guys. You can tell that I'm always late to the console party. So I had a PS3 in the PS4 era. So I was very late to the party. But I I had Splinter Cell Blacklist on my PS3. My dad got it for me, and of course, at first, my mom was like against it. She was like, "This looks like so much violence and that," and I'm like, "Hey, that's what makes it fun. It's a good game." But it was the first time I'd ever dabbled in Splinter Cell, the Splinter Cell franchise series, game series. And I don't know, I really liked it.
See, you get me.
It
Like
was
you
really
get me.
good. I'm starting to discover things about myself I don't want to discover, such as I might like violence like Sonile, which is very
It kind of
concerning.
reminds me of IGI.
Mm, it's very concerning. But yeah, no, I had a great time with Splinter Cell. It even had like a separate campaign which I played with my brother. So that was also very fun. I guess another fond memory. So the story
Yeah.
for Splinter Cell Blacklist was really good. I keep saying they should remaster that game and port it. It was so good. It was so great. And but anyway,
Yeah.
it's available at least on Xbox via the backward compatibility. So thankful for that. I can still play the old version if I wish. But Splinter Cell Blacklist, I think, was probably the game I really invested in and played from start to finish because I was just really engrossed by the story and shooting things was fun. Don't quote me on
You
that,
see?
guys. Don't quote me. Yeah. What about you? Have you had any luck remembering what game you
I think
first like played?
honestly, there's been a lot of games I have played like as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
but one that I can remember like actually finishing right
Mm-hmm.
now, besides Castle of Illusion or like Mario and stuff, I think it's
Mm-hmm.
IGI. I'm not sure if you guys know IGI, but it's like basically where you just go around shooting people as well and like trying to
Mm.
collect things and stuff. It's
Mm-hmm.
like the game that you mentioned, maybe like
Yeah.
going around trying to collect things from like trees
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe that's the game that I can remember right now.
Ah, I see. Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting, actually. It sounds like a
Yeah.
fun game. At least you
Also,
managed to play to completion.
that old Hitman,
Ah,
like those
Hitman.
old Hitman. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Hitman games were really fun. They're still really fun,
Yeah.
I guess. Really
Honestly,
fun.
they knew what they were doing
They
when
knew
they
what they
released
were
Hitman.
doing.
Exactly.
Truly. Because it's so much fun. Like, I just spend ages just going back to levels to try and play them just to see, oh, how else can I, like, do the hits?
Yeah.
Like what different weapons can I use, or what different methods can I use, and whatever, just to see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And also,
it was fun.
every time I like keep mentioning games, I keep remembering other ones. There's also
Mhm.
a Tomb Raider game that's like
Mhm.
an old one. I think I don't
Uh,
remember when, but like
yes,
there's like a
I.
dinosaur in it where you like
Mhm.
have to like shoot it and stuff. You
Mhm.
have to like do some sort of stunts. That's
Yeah,
also a good game.
yeah. I'm so late to the party. I haven't played any of the Tomb Raider games yet, but they look really good. I think I enjoyed the movies as a kid. I think
Yeah.
it was the one where Angelina Jolie played Lara Croft. That was like those are my favorite ones. I don't know
Yeah.
if there were multiple or if it was one, but the one I just remember thinking, "Wow, I love Angelina Jolie as Lara Croft as a kid." That was like
Yeah.
it was really good for
She
me.
really just nailed that part.
Yeah, well,
Angelina, if you're listening, please just do another movie.
do another movie, please. Angelina as Lara Croft again. Candles, candles.
Yes.
But yeah, now I think we probably move on to the next one, which is probably something that you're sort of probably excited to answer.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
So, what's the
So,
scariest game you've
mhm.
ever played?
Now you're the horror buff. You're the horror buff, so I'm going to start with you. Me, my answer is probably very insignificant. Let's hear what the horror buff has to say.
Okay, I think for me, I haven't really played a game that has like scared me yet. I'm
Yeah.
yet to, but like I just haven't played, a game that's going to scare me. Like scare me to the point where I don't even sleep, you know?
Oh my gosh.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
this is very scary, guys. Nothing scares her. You see what I mean when I said she's a horror buff? So this question was just
except
redundant.
except when it comes to things like movies. If I watch one horror film, I'm not
Yeah.
sleeping for a week
Really?
because those are actual people,
Okay,
you
but
know?
like, wouldn't it be more scary if it was like when you're the one actually playing it, like you're the one that has to do the things. So like it's you. I feel like the horror games are more scary than movies.
I feel like in a horror game situation, you have the chance to kill the thing that's like scaring you.
Yeah.
Whereas when it's like a horror, you're just watching it. Like, whether it scares you or not, it doesn't care.
Yeah, fair.
It's going to keep you up all night. It still doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Fair, fair. You have a point.
Yeah. So, what's a game that like scared you?
Now this question to me who's scared of everything. I would like let's see. I I remember the first game that properly scared me was Doki
Hmm.
Doki Literature Club. And look, it's
The
scary.
name in
It's scary.
itself.
It's scary. I swear. I swear. Doki Doki. It's very much a fake out. Doki Doki is
Mm,
very much a fake out. It's like they try to make it look like it's a very cutesy game, but then that's
mm,
that's where it gets you. Like it's like, oh, cutesy game, but then it's a psychological horror. So it
yeah.
starts like scaring you bit by bit. Like it makes it look like your computer is glitching. It makes it look like the characters know your name, or the characters just glitch out for no reason. And it's
Mm,
like one of the bad endings you can get is that one of the characters just like takes you to the void, and she says that, oh, spoilers for Doki Doki, guys, if you want to play it. Okay, 3 2 1 spoilers. Okay, so like one of the main characters, she takes you to
yeah.
like the void, and there's literally like nothing you can do about it. Like she says, oh, it's just you and I here forever, and there's like you're just staring at her in game like forever. Like even if you
That's
close the
very
game and
creepy.
come back, you close the game and come back, and she's still there seated staring at you. The only way to beat her and to beat the game, this was so wild. You have to go into the game's files, look for her. There's a folder labeled characters. You like when you go into the game's files, folder labeled characters. Her name is Monica. You go into the characters file and you look through all the little file thingies for all the characters in the game. You go to Monica's file and you delete it from that directory. So once you go back into the game, you
Mm.
find like a cutscene where she's like, "Oh no, what have you done?" Ah, she freaks out, and then you've essentially like defeated her, and the game ends. Like
So
that
what
game,
happens when you like you just don't know what to do at that point and there's no
exactly.
like game walkthroughs?
Exactly. That's what I was saying. I
Like
was like, guys, the people that played this game for the first time, I don't know how you guys did it because I was stuck there. Because even though I was scared of the game, the
mm,
problem with me is that I can't leave things unfinished. So I was like, the only way I'll be at peace is if I finish this game. So I was terrified, and I was still playing it. So I pushed through and I looked for a walkthrough to find out how to finish it, and then
yeah.
I finally finished it. So
Honestly,
that
we should just
game,
be thankful for like walkthroughs
eesh, I don't know what
because
I do.
the amount
I,
of games that I could have just left, like this is really irritating me right now. Because honestly, when I look at games like I think the first Silent Hill, like
mhm,
there's a part where he's looking for a church where the girl is, or
mhm.
spoilers, you guys.
Yeah,
He's looking for like a
just
church
like
where the
that.
girl is, but like he
Mhm.
keeps walking around and there's no
Yeah.
place to go. And
Uh-huh.
I really just got so irritated. I was like, why
Where am
is
I
this
supposed to
happening?
go?
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. No, game walkthroughs are actually a blessing because I'm always like that. There's also times for me where I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to drop this game. I've been going in circles for hours.
yeah,
What am I supposed to do?
that's like the most irritating part,
It really is. It literally
especially when there's
physically
no
gives me a
clues.
headache. Yes. And I'm just like, oh my god, I have a headache. I'm going to stop playing this game. I'm upset. Like yeah, that's me and horror games. I'm pretty like every game that's slightly scary scares me. Five Nights at Freddy's is another. Five Nights at Freddy's, I'm really interested in the lore, but the
I've always
games
wanted to
scare
play
me.
that one.
You would love it. You would really love it. but I'm so weak. I can't handle the jump scares. It might just stop my heart for good if I get jump scared because the lore for FNAF lore is really good. It's really
Mm.
interesting. Surprisingly enough, I ended up getting into it because my little brothers were really into it. And I was like,
Aw.
what is it? So I was like, I kind of want to see, like, I'm interested in your interests. Like, let me see. So
Mm.
I got into it just via the Lord because my brother tried to get me into the games, but I was like, yeah, no, I can't do this thing of getting jump scared. I'll just, you see, that will be it for me. I'll leave this earth. So no, 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 we don't do that. I would just watch one of those comprehensive videos where somebody explains the timeline, and then at least
Yeah.
I'll know what you're talking about. But FNAF is really good. It's very interesting, and I guess the games sort of get better as they go on. And there was even a new one which recently came out on console and whatnot. But I feel like you'd like the games. You like very
Yeah. I
scary.
think so. I think I'll try and get it someday.
You should. You should. You enjoy it. I bet.
Hopefully, I don't die to be, because there's
It-
a limit to how scary something has to be.
oh,
Might end up having like a heart attack
oh,
or
the
something
great
just jumps out.
the great Sonile is actually scared of getting scared. Yes.
Wait, that sounds like a weakness, guys.
Hmm.
Erase that.
We found her weakness, you guys. We can defeat.
If this was a game, I'd be done for.
Yes,
That's
you
that's
would.
literally it.
Finally, we can get the last boss, and now I win.
So, what or who got you into video games in the first place?
Mm, Now, with this one, I feel like I can probably say my uncle
Mm,
because he was already like a gamer and he had like tons of games on his PC at the time. And
yeah.
also, this is always like a funny story I tell. At the time, you know, a lot of people in class, I think that was in fifth grade, fourth grade, fifth grade ish. A lot of people in
Mm.
class were getting into gaming, especially the guys. So I
Yeah,
thought,
it was usually the
hmm.
guys.
So I thought, imagine how cool it would be if I start gaming. Then I will have something to talk about with these people. So I was like, yes, that's the motive. So I started gaming as a kid because, guys, being a kid is mad. Started gaming as a kid because
Honestly,
I was like, this is it. This is how I'm going to get friends. This is how I'm going to get people to talk to me. Being the shy, awkward kid is very hard. So I
mm,
was like, this is it. This is how I'm going to get people to talk to me. So I started gaming mostly because I thought it was like a means to an end. But then
mm,
I ended up really liking games, like I found. I was like, you know what? I'm not even doing it because I need to have things to talk about anymore. Like, I actually genuinely like gaming. Like, if it's a game, I'll
yeah.
probably play it. I realized that I actually do like gaming, and I guess that was like my revelation. I was like, yeah, I can game and still have stuff to talk about with people. But ultimately, I wasn't playing it to get friends anymore. I was playing games because I enjoyed them, and I
Yeah.
I I still really do. And since like fourth grade, fifth grade, I've just really been into gaming.
There's just a good feeling about, knowing that, oh, now it's time to go home from school, and then you're
Yes.
running home, like running to just play a game. Like, that's the best
Yes.
feeling,
Ah,
you
it,
know?
it it rocks. I mean, other than getting home at 17 hours to watch Dragon Ball on SABC 2, yes,
You
going
guys,
going
the
home
nights
to
that would
game.
take 3 weeks, I was so stressed out as a child.
It's stress. It's like looking at the time. I'm like, oh my god, how am I going to get home before 17? I need to catch Dragon Ball, guys. What the heck? I need to catch Dragon Ball, and it's like I get home in time, and I'm like, perfect. I start watching
Mm.
Dragon Ball with my uniform still on. Maybe my grandma is even telling me, hey, change out of your uniform before you start watching your cartoons. I'm like, give me a minute, please. I'm gonna miss Goku turning into a Super Saiyan. Please, it's really
By that time,
important.
I think we didn't even know that that was anime. Like, we were
Yeah,
just this cartoon,
it
and
was just
that's the
cartoons.
that's the beauty of it. 'Cause was just running from school. Went to watch
Right?
this cartoon in the
Watch the
rain.
cool cartoons.
Hmm.
But yeah, what about you though? What got you into gaming, or who got you into gaming? Maybe that might be more relevant for you.
I think for me, it's more of a who got me into gaming.
Yeah.
I think it's, we were all expecting this, but yeah,
Yeah.
guys, it was my
Drum
brother.
roll.
I think he's had like a large impact on that aspect in my life, like gaming, maybe even
Mhm.
music and anime. So
Mhm.
when it comes to who got me into gaming, it was him.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Aw,
guys.
that's
Why,
really cute. That's very cute. Like the image of you guys just spending time gaming together is very cute. I think gaming is a
Yeah.
very nice way to bond with family and siblings, blah blah blah. It's very cute. It's a nice experience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like guys, play video games with people.
Yes.
Make memories.
Don't be
As many as
loners.
you can.
Don't be loners. I'm pointing at you people. But yeah,
Okay, so what's a video game world you wanted to live in?
aha. This one is always fun. I feel like whenever I take time to think about it, I keep thinking maybe my answer will change, but it doesn't.
Mhm.
I'm definitely gonna say, I guess I'm gonna say Hyrule from The Legend of Zelda. I think,
Mhm.
which one? They're like different states of the world depending on the game. I really like the
Yeah.
one in Skyward Sword is really great because it's like a land in the sky and there are these huge birds and you just fly around and blah blah blah. That's all
Yeah.
very fun. But I would also say the Breath of the Wild Hyrule is also really cool. But the problem is Breath of the Wild story happens after the bad guy wins, so you're kind of
Yeah.
trying to remedy what happened and whatever, and the world is still kind of in disarray. So it's very empty because almost everybody has been killed by the big bad. So it's kind
Mhm.
of lonely, but it's serene in some ways. Like it's very serene, and the world is somehow still really pretty. So
Yeah.
I'm still really obsessed with it, and I guess I guess I would pick that. I would also say Persona 5's world, but Persona 5 is based in Tokyo, Japan, so that just makes me sound like a weeb. So yeah, I just I should just say I want to go to Tokyo, Japan. But fictional video game world, definitely Hyrule from The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
So yeah. What about you?
Um I'm even afraid to say this. I
Please
think
don't
I
say
have
Silent Hill.
like I think I have like one that I can only think of right now. I don't know why I can't think of the rest.
Mhm.
I'm trying to find a place that's like safe and a
Yeah.
place where I can like walk around and nobody's going to
Yes.
kill me or something. Or
Yes.
like these creepy ass places like Silent Hill. That's the only thing that I can think of,
Of course.
honestly.
There we go.
Just
She
a
said it.
chance to
She
get
said
to
it.
see pyramid heads.
She said
Take the
it.
chance I'll take.
Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised?
I always thought of this. Like, if I actually saw him, what would I do? I would just accept my fate. Because how would you even run away from somebody that has like this gigantic sword? He doesn't even lift it, guys. He drags it. It's
Are you
literally that
really?
heavy.
Are you accepting
He
your
drags
fate,
it
or
with
are
him.
you just kind
Like
of like, yes, I am giving in?
I would really just sit and like just take what's coming for me, because when he's walking around, he doesn't run. He just walks and then he's dragging his like big sword with him.
Yeah.
And somebody that drags a sword, do you really think you can outrun them?
Yes. Yes. He's walking. You
But
should
like,
be
what if
fast.
he like swings it at me and then
You just matrix dodge the sword. Easy. You'll live. You'll be fine.
But Silent Hill is crazy because he's like one of the craziest creepy characters from there. There's like other things and other creatures as well. So not only would I be running away from my man, I'd be running away from his
She really
his
said that,
side
man.
chicks. I'd be running away from his side chicks and his pets. trying my best to like
Side chick.
survive.
I see. He really called them side chicks. This is where we're
I can't
at.
remember their names, but like there's a ton of them in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah,
Anyway,
well,
moving on from
right.
Pyramid Head. Okay, so moving on, what's a video game that had a story that interested you the most?
Hmm. Now this is tough. This is actually really tough because again, I have like so many faves that I think have really good story.
Yeah.
I think I'll say the Persona 5 story I thought really interesting. I think, let me even just say in general, the Persona series, those games have really good story to me. Like the story is so engaging. Like
Yeah.
I'm usually on my toes every time I'm playing Persona games. 3, 4, and 5 are the ones I've played. Those are really good. The story is really great. They always manage to set the atmosphere for
Yeah.
whatever story they're telling. Like, 3 is Persona 3 is about, the whole theme is memento mori. It's like, remember one day you die, and the whole game is sort of gloomy esque. It's like very dark feeling. It feels like 2006 anime. Like that's
Mm.
just what it feels like. It just feels, there's just something about the way Persona 3 feels, and even the themes are very hard hitting. The music is something else. It really just adds everything to the story. Persona 4 is about uh very Scooby Doo type story. Move to a small town. There's a killer in the small town. You have to kind of solve the mystery, and
Mm.
the atmosphere there is great. Persona 5 is on a bigger scale. You're kind of like trying to stop all corrupt people around the town, the city, blah blah blah. And just the way it tells its stories are just, it's just really great to me. And every
Yeah.
time I play the Persona game, I always know that I'm in for a treat story wise, because the stories are usually superb. And I
Mm.
always recommend the Persona series to everyone whenever I can. Like whenever they're looking for games to play, I'm always like, please play Persona. Like that's me. I'm become the Persona evangelist. So I'm like, guys, please play, please
They
play
should really
Persona.
just hire you to go
They
around
should
telling
hire me.
people that.
Atlas, you guys. You're looking for a brand ambassador. I got you. I can do it. I'm already doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the Persona series, and yeah, I guess that's my go-to right now. Yeah, I guess I'll throw it to you now. I want to know, and you're probably gonna say Silent Hill, but let's
No.
see. Let's see.
I think for me, a game that has a story that really just like I was really interested is
Mm.
It Takes Two.
Oh
The
yeah.
visuals in that game, oh my days. Like it's basically a couple that has a kid, but then they want to divorce, and so they like tell the child and stuff. So the child starts crying, "Oh no, I don't want my parents to divorce." So
Mhm.
she goes, "Oh, spoiler, you guys, I'm so sorry." So
Mhm.
like she goes like in her room, and then she starts crying. She has these two dolls
Mhm.
that are like the mom and the dad. So she starts crying, and she's like, "I just don't want my parents to divorce." And then the parents magically become the dolls. So
Mhm.
it's basically them going from level to level, trying to turn back to human. But then there's this book that
Mhm.
keeps telling them that they have to do this and they have to do that. And, it's a way of them, not divorcing, but like a way of them finding each other again, like being in love again and
Yeah.
whatnot. And that's the beauty of the story, guys. The
Yeah.
visuals in this game are
It
so
was so
freaking
good.
beautiful.
I agree. I agree.
It won so many freaking awards.
Yeah.
Like, please play the game. Like, it has so many. I just don't know what to say. You
She
know,
doesn't even know
I
she's
don't even
having
know what to
difficult.
say. It's just a really
That's how
nice
good it
game.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also play it with like it's a multiplayer game. I think it's just a two-player game,
Yeah,
so
you
it's
can't play
either
it alone.
you and your friend, you and your
Mhm.
sibling. For me, I played it with my brother. We haven't yet
Oh,
finished it. I'm not
you-
sure why, but like
Madam, finish
you
your game.
basically just have to work together. Like
Yeah.
that's why the game is called It Takes Two, because it really takes two to go through
Mhm.
every freaking step in that
Mhm.
level. It's such a
Yeah.
beautiful game, honestly.
It is. I need to play it. I really need to play it. I was gonna play it with my brother because I was just gonna download it off Xbox on Game Pass, but I only have one Xbox controller. So until I
Yeah.
sort that out, then yeah, I can't play it, which is sad. Unless I think the game probably has like a thing where you can kind of play it over, like you can play with somebody that's not in the room with you or something like that. But then now I would have to like look for somebody to
Yeah.
play with me, and like it's one of those games where I think it's just meant for couch co-op, or you are just really good friends with somebody and maybe you're playing it while on the phone or on a Discord call or something. It's just like one of those things. I think playing it with randos might be a
Yeah.
bit weird for me anyway.
But yeah, when I do manage to like get a console, then just we should play together because
Yes,
that game,
yes, that would be so fun.
that
That would be
game,
great.
guys.
It's great. It won
Yeah.
Game of the Year in this year of release for a reason. I definitely was very happy when it won. That was great. That
Right?
was really great.
In
Hmm.
the same year
It
that
did.
it came out.
Yes, and I was like, yeah, this is deserved. This is well deserved. I was very happy. I was
Yeah.
pleased.
They really thought that one through, to be honest.
They did. They really did. And it came out during a time when everyone was at home and, sitting
Yeah.
together and whatever. It was a very nicely placed game, I should think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I could keep on asking you questions for hours and hours. We could probably go on and on, but hey, I think let's we'll probably call it quits for today. Otherwise, we could go on for 3 hours if possible.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun? Right? But
Yes,
yeah,
we would. But I'm
we
pretty
would.
sure people are like, you know what?
Yeah, it was. It was like so much fun. It's always nice to talk about gaming with somebody else that, games as well. And it's just nice to
Yeah.
share your experiences and stuff and laugh about it like this. I've had a great time.
Yeah.
It's been fun hijacking the podcast, you
And
guys.
guys, I hope you also, had a great time with this. And also, please do not
Yeah,
call the mental hospital.
please do. Please put her on a watch list, guys. Yeah, she needs
So
to
yeah,
be on a
once
watch
again,
list.
everyone. Okay, so you can find me on at Abigail Sonile on Twitter. Um, yeah, the name there is basically Miss Banda. That's my Twitter at. So
Nah.
yeah,
And you can find me on literally every social media platform ever. I'm at Malichan707 on IG. I'm at Malichan on TikTok. I'm at Malindi707 on Twitter. And Malichan's Bizarre Adventures on YouTube.
Happy Women's Day.
Hmm. Happy Women's Day, you guys, and thank you for tuning in for our little hijack of the podcast. I hope you guys have had as much fun as we did, just talking about gaming stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, and this has been us. This has been Malindi and Sonile, and yeah, we're gonna sign out. Bye, guys.
Bye.